Hey friends, Dr. Nixon here. Welcome to Nutrition 101. I'm excited to walk through with you guys today some really helpful, practical information about nutrition. As a holistic chiropractor, doctor of functional medicine now, one of the most common questions I get is what should I eat? What should I not eat? How do I make this practical for my family? How do we do this the right way? So I want to walk through with you guys today, Nutrition 101, the basics of what to get into your body. And here's the deal. Listen, y'all are really smart people. I know that. You're very intelligent. You know that an apple is better for you than a donut, but why is it so hard to not eat the donut? And so easy to eat the donut and so hard not eat the apple. So today we're going to walk through some really good information. But one of the things I really want to help you guys anchor to right now is something that we call your big why. If you're brand new to seeing my face, my wife and I own a clinic in Winston-Salem, North Carolina called Twin City Health. We have an incredible team. They are amazing. They love people so well. And we're so grateful for all the people we get to take care of. And one of the things we say often in our office, reminding ourselves, reminding our team, we exist so that people experience hope, health, and wholeness. We truly believe when you have your health, your life is better. When you have your health, your life is different. When you have your health, you can do the things you love to do, more so even the things God's called you to do. So we want to anchor to that. We want to anchor to something bigger than ourselves. This picture right here, this is my family. There's Lincoln. He's about 4.5, almost 5 now. And there's Lily Ember, little redhead. She's 9 months old now. And there's my beautiful wife, Marissa, who I love so, so much. And I put this here just to take a moment to remind you guys to stay anchored to something bigger than yourself. Think about it for a second. For me, it's like, man, I want to be the cool dad. I want to be around for my kiddos. I want to be an amazing husband. It's one of the reasons why I take care of my health. It's one of the reasons why I choose to eat better than not. It's one of the reasons I choose to exercise. I want to be able to move as an old man. I want to be the cool grandpa one day. And I know that if I let my body just sit and deteriorate, my joints get stiff, I see it day in and day out. It's going to be really hard to keep up with my grandkids one day. It's going to be really hard to run faster than my son when he's 12. I always want to be faster than Lincoln. I don't know if it's going to happen, but that's one of my goals. But it's one of the reasons why I choose to take care of my health. For some of you guys, maybe it's different. I have a big calling on my life, and the Lord's called me to something big, and I have to have my health to be able to do it. That's a good reason. For some of y'all, you want to grow old together with your spouse. That's a beautiful dream. For others of you, you've seen your parents go through health crisis. Maybe you're taking care of a parent or a loved one right now who's going through something really, really hard with their health. And maybe you think to yourself, like, I don't want to put my kids through that. If I don't have to, I can be preventative with my health. And maybe that's it for you. I don't know what it is, but get anchored to something bigger than yourself. And it makes eating the apple instead of the donut that much easier. So here we go. Let's jump into this stuff. Here's a quote for you. If you're over the age of 40 and you don't smoke, there's about a 70 to 80% chance you'll die from one of 4 diseases. Heart disease, cerebrovascular disease like a stroke, cancer, or neurodegenerative disease. That's Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. That's the neurodegenerative stuff. That comes from a medical doctor at Stanford named Peter Attias, brilliant guy. And what he's trying to say here is, listen, most people reading this are over 40 and you don't smoke. So you're like, I don't smoke, I'm doing something good. Listen, there's still a 70 to 80% chance that you'll pass away or die from these 4 things. When I read this, what I say to myself is, what can I do right now to make sure that I'm being preventative towards heart disease, stroke, cancer, and neurodegenerative diseases? How do I increase my likelihood to not be that statistic? The beautiful news is so much of that stuff that we see right there can be prevented. Statistics show can be prevented with lifestyle choices. If you lifestyle your way into a disease, you can lifestyle your way out of it. The same thing that you do to reverse something like diabetes is the same way you prevent it. The same way you can reverse something like cancer or high blood pressure is the same way you reverse it. An ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of cure. It's, you know, my dad used to say that all the time. So where do we start? How about this? Just toxic foods. What do we cut out of our diet is really, really important. More than 95% of all chronic disease is caused by food choice, toxic food ingredients, nutritional deficiencies, and lack of physical exercise. Again, all things that are in your control. So if you're watching this right now, if you have any of these things on the screen, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, type 2 diabetes, inflammation's a big one, pain, joint pain, digestive issues, chronic fatigue, these principles I'm going to walk you through will help you. If you are a patient watching this, here's your code word, code phrase: let food be thy medicine. Put that in your brain. Let food be thy medicine. When you come to the office, if there's anything you want to get from now until the end of February, the end of the month, just let them know that code. That lets them know, hey, I watched it, or at least the first few minutes of it, and you'll get your 15% off. Let food be thy medicine. All right, here's the 3 changes. How many? 3. Number 1 is sugar. Sugar and carbs, cutting out or eliminating those. We're going to walk through that. Number 2 is your proteins. We're talking about how to get good protein into your body. And the last one is fat, right? And we'll talk about the thing that, you may have heard, like, oh, fat makes you fat. And we're going to flip that upside down. I'm going to teach you guys good fats versus bad fats. One of the things to remember here, calories are not created equal. You can count calories. Some people count calories, and that's fine, and you can do that, but they're not equal, meaning 150 calories from almonds is not the same as 150 calories from a Twinkie. They also don't taste the same. One tastes better. You tell me which one. One might taste better, but one does more harm. One is toxic. One is foreign to your body. One is made of chemicals. Who knows what it's made of, really? But one is not food, and one is food. The almonds are food, and the other one is food-like substances, aka not food. So number 1, we want to minimize or eliminate the amount of sugar that we're consuming. Right. One of the things I hear sometimes is, hey, well, it's at least it's brown sugar, or at least it's sugar in the raw. Cool. I don't care if it's white sugar, brown sugar, sugar in the raw, upside down sugar, invert sugar. It's still what? Sugar. So you just want to minimize the amount of it. Yes, palm sugar would be better for you than processed white sugar. Yes, I'm not trying to argue that. Yes, but just the amount. First thing we want to do is minimize how much sugar we're consuming. The average American eats 63 pounds of high fructose corn syrup and 156 pounds of sugar every single year. One thing we know about sugar is one of the fastest fuels for cancer. One of the ways we know that is when someone goes in for a PET scan. If they're concerned about cancer, they run a scan. They use radioactive iodine that is fueled by sugar, a radioactive fructose. They inject it in the cancer. The cancer loves sugar. It's like, gimme, 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 eats it up, and then they take a picture, and what's lighting up on the scan is the radioactive sugar that the person consumed. Cancer cells have a very high affinity for sugar. So again, we're talking about preventative, right? Like, I don't want cancer, so I don't want to fuel bad cells in my body. One of the things I could start with right now is just minimizing how much sugar I'm putting into my body. Brain health, right? So neurodegenerative diseases, dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's is another one that they talked about. So how do I protect my brain? Well, it starts in the gut. What you put into your gut affects your brain. If you drink alcohol, it goes into your stomach and you feel it in your brain. What you put in your gut has a direct effect on on your brain, your neurotransmitters, your chemicals, all of that. So again, same thing, minimizing the amount of sugar we put into our bodies. If you've ever loaded up a little kid on sugar, it obviously affects their brain. It's also very addictive, right? So if you're thinking to yourself, man, I love sugar. I don't know what this guy's talking about, getting rid of sugar. I don't know if I can do that. I have sugar cravings. Did you know that sugar is some research would show 7 to 8 times. One research project showed up to 13 times more addictive than cocaine. Sugar more addictive than cocaine. They did a study with rats. They put them in their little kind of maze and they had sugar. I think they used Oreos and they used cocaine. And cocaine's very addictive. They went for the Oreos every single time. Why? Because sugar activates these little organisms in your gut that actually signal to your brain, I want more of that. If you feel like you have sugar cravings, this is a real deal. If you feel like you have sugar cravings and you're going to need some help, it's not just willpower. I can't just cut out sugar. I've tried that before, but I have this deep craving for sugar. And I want to change my taste buds, and that's part of it, but I need a little extra help. Digestive enzymes can help you. Digestive enzymes, things like lipase and protease and amylase, break down carbohydrates. They break down protein. They break down fat. They help your body break this stuff down and assimilate it faster. It's also a way to kill off bad bacteria, is to add good enzymes and good probiotics into your body is one way to actually get rid of sugar cravings, by taking a digestive enzyme or a probiotic while you're getting rid of the amount of sugar in your house and in your body. There's one thing that's worse than sugar. It's called artificial sugar, fake sugar. So this would be your Splendas, your aspartames, their chemicals, their chemical compounds. You want to switch to something like stevia or xylitol would be a better bet. Or stevia is just a natural plant. This is stuff you can use in, wherever you use sugar. So if you're putting sugar in your coffee, switch to something like xylitol or stevia. Right? So that's number one is sugar. Number two, conventional protein. What I want to do here is there's good proteins and bad proteins, right? So here's why. Conventional meat looks like this. Okay. Farmers of conventional animals have one job: make the animal fatter, faster. If I make the animal fatter, faster, I get paid more quicker. If that was my job, what would I do? I would give the cattle, the pigs, the whatever food source I could to make them fatter, faster, which would usually be grains and sugar. And then I would pump them full of growth hormones, things like estrogen, right? Estrogen to make them fatter, faster. So that way I get paid more if I was a conventional farmer. They're just doing their job. The problem is you are what you ate. Did you catch that? You are what you ate. If you are eating steak and that steak ate hormones and grain, that's what you're getting. You're getting those byproducts, and that's what you're consuming, and it's going to make you fatter faster, just like it did for the animal. Here's what you want to switch to. 1, grass-fed beef. 2, free-range chicken. 3, wild-caught fish. 4, natural sources of dairy. If you need to know where to get these things, put a comment in the box. You can also shoot my office an email, info@twincityhealth.com. We have so many resources, local resources, restaurants in town that are carrying this stuff. Free-range chicken eggs, just so y'all know, there is power in people making different choices. 10 years ago, the amount of free-range chicken eggs sold was roughly 3%. 10 years later, so now in 2020, it was up to 23%. The reason why is people are choosing to buy free-range eggs because they are better for your body. You're willing to spend a little bit of extra money now instead of later. What does that mean? I'd rather pay the farmer than pay the hospital, right? You're going to pay for it one way or another. You're either going to pay with your health falling apart, or you're going to pay a little extra to the farmer to get a better source of protein. High quality protein powders is one of the first things you can do to take care of your health. I personally use this one. I like, there's a vanilla and a chocolate. I like this chocolate one. It is a bone broth protein. It is from grass-fed cows. Bone broth is really good for your digestive system, skin, hair, nails, all of the above, and really good for your joints as well. So I use a bone broth protein. I mix it in water. You can mix it in almond milk, oat milk, water, shake it up in a little blender bottle, drink it down. An amazing snack, great way to get a lot of protein, healthy protein in your body. There's also a plant-based protein, comes from pea protein. Here's what you want to avoid, stuff like this. This is what I used in college. And when you look at the ingredients, has artificial flavors, canola oil, sucralose. That is actually not sugar. Sucralose is the chemical name for Splenda. Sucralose. Again, a bunch of artificial ingredients that your body has no idea what to do with. So number 2 is protein, get better protein. Number 3 is fats. All right, this was in, I think it was 2014 or 2015, Time magazine put a picture of a butter on their magazine and said, eat butter. Scientists labeled fat the enemy. Why? They were wrong. Fat doesn't make you fat. Bad fats make you fat. So let's qualify it. There's good fats, there's bad fats. Here's the bad ones. Hydrogenated oils, partially hydrogenated oils. Here's cottonseed, soybean, vegetable oil, margarine, country crock is a crocka. That stuff I grew up on. Right, this is the low-fat diet craze that so many people were on and were told was good for you. They said, don't eat fat because fat makes you fat. Don't eat fat because fat causes heart disease. Everyone stopped eating fat. Everyone got fat, and we had more heart disease than ever. We realized pretty quickly, not quickly, decades worth, at least 10, 15, 20 years later, okay, maybe we were wrong. We need to think about this. Your body actually uses fat. Did you know that 70 to 80% of your brain is made of fat? You're a fat head. That's a compliment. But you actually need fat. All of your hormones are made of fat. You need good fats. You don't want bad fats, but here's the good ones. Extra virgin olive oil. Think about the Mediterranean diet. Loaded with avocados, oils, olives, nuts, seeds. These are the things you want to do. If you're a new butter, this brand right here is a grass-fed butter that you want to be getting into your body. You can find things like wild-caught salmon, sardines, anchovies are loaded with healthy fats. And again, going back to eggs, free-range eggs, again, a lot of healthy fat in it. A lot of people supplement now with a fish oil. I highly recommend it. It's one of the easy supplements that most people should be on. Cardioprotective, brain protective, good for your joints, lubrication for your joints. It can help lower your blood pressure. It can help lower your bad cholesterol. So getting a good fish oil in your body. If you don't like the burps, y'all know like the fish oil burps, like it tastes like you ate fish. Here's the trick. Take it before bed. One, you can put it in the freezer. Some people will keep their fish oil in the freezer, but I just take mine right before bed. And so I'm sleeping and I'm not burping and you never taste the fish. So take your fish oil before bed. Men, taking fish oil before bed will actually help increase your testosterone levels. Testosterone is made at nighttime while you're sleeping between the hours of 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. So another bonus, get on a good fish oil. The one thing with supplements, I want to say this, not all supplements are created equal. I do not recommend buying supplements from a big box store. I do recommend getting high quality vitamins. If you're going to spend your money on something that's going to be helpful. This was back, I think this was 2015 or 2016. They went to big box stores, Walmart, GNC, Target. I think another one was Sam's Club was another one. And they looked at certain supplements and they said, what's in it? So they tested one. This is one, ginkgo biloba. Ginkgo biloba is one we use for brain and memory. They did a DNA test on it and they found no ginkgo biloba. They found powdered radish, houseplants, and wheat. That's what's in your ginkgo biloba. There are no guidelines or FDA approvals for vitamins and supplements. There's no regulation, which means they can put anything they want on the label. They can lie to you, trick you, and put fake stuff in the bottle. Trust the best thing you can do is make sure you know where your supplements are coming from. In our office, we use a company that's been vetted out. We trust this company. It's the stuff I use for my family and for myself. Designs for Health is who makes the majority of our supplements that we carry here in the office. Here's another one, the Centrum Silver. You see that BHT right there? It is there to preserve freshness, but it is a chemical that was linked to cancer. You want to avoid this stuff. This is the stuff I grew up on, Flintstone Vitamins. Did y'all get Flintstone Vitamins when you were a kid? I did. Did you love them? I loved them. Do you know why? Because they were sugar pills. Here's the ingredients. The first ingredient in your Flintstones vitamin is sugar. And then after that is all the other stuff, artificial sugar. There's your red food dyes, your blue number 2, yellow number 6. Those are all neurotoxins. Soy is another one in there as well. Wow. No wonder we liked this stuff. It tasted so good because it was just sugar pills. Oh, man. All right. So that's what you want to do there is sugars, protein, fats. Sugars, protein, fats. Get those 3 down. Then you can start adding in some cool stuff. Anti-inflammatory, pain-relieving foods. 1 is is turmeric. Number 2 is ginger. And number 3, pomegranates, berries, or grape seeds. This is red stuff. Number 1 is turmeric. They use this a lot in Ayurvedic medicine. Turmeric, the active ingredient is curcumin. Curcumin has been shown to decrease inflammation and pain very well. Anecdotally, we'll use this on patients, and I've seen inflammatory markers drop significantly by taking curcumin. Ginger is another one, a really strong anti-inflammatory. And then pomegranates, the red stuff, the red compound in pomegranates and grape seeds is a really powerful antioxidant. So if you're trying to decrease pain, I consider adding those 3 things into my diet. When it comes to your metabolism, one of the best things you can do is get enzymes. All right, so if you think to yourself, I feel like I have a slow metabolism, it's slower than it used to be, here's the deal. Over the age of 40, you stop making as much enzymes. Enzymes break apart food. So if you have less enzymes, food just sits in your gut. It gets all fermented from bacteria. You get bloated. You feel gassy. You're like, oh, my digestive system's slow. Well, it is in part because you don't have enough enzymes or enzymatic activity. Pineapple will give you enzymes. Papaya will give you enzymes. Taking an enzyme supplement periodically will give you more enzymes. A couple other things that will help your metabolism. High quality protein. And then cayenne pepper is another one there. Capsaicin from cayenne pepper will light up your metabolism. And then chia seeds. Chia seeds holds a lot of water and really, really good for the digestive system. The next one here is immune system and immune system strength. Vitamin C foods. We've been talking a lot about the immune system and how to help yourself. Vitamin C foods, kiwis, bell peppers, strawberries. Bell peppers have more vitamin C than oranges. Fun fact. We've gotten Lincoln to start eating. Again, he's almost 5, like 4.5. To start eating red bell peppers. Sometimes we'll dip it in hummus, and sometimes we'll just eat it plain. And we tell him it makes him strong, which is not a lie. It's true. Makes his immune system strong. Foods high in zinc, nuts, seeds, legumes, shellfish, eggs is another good one there. When it comes to your immune system, I think this right here has become obviously very important and popular, not just popular, like important, right? With what's happening right now with cold, flu, COVID season and what's happening, we've been seeing so much research come out that vitamin D deficiency increases your risk of severity of COVID-19. This is out of PubMed. Another one talked about when you have a higher levels of vitamin D, your risk goes down of getting it. Your risk goes down of having a serious infection. The risk goes down of having lung infection. So getting enough vitamin D in your body is so important. Those are the 2 we use right there. The liquid one we'll use with kiddos. And then obviously the pill form is for adults. The liquid one can be used on adults as well if you don't like swallowing pills. But I take minimum 5,000 units a day. In the winter, I'll take 10,000. If I feel myself coming down with something, I'll take 15, 20, 30,000 units, international units of vitamin D. Really, really helpful for the immune system there. And very, very important. I encourage you, next time you go to your doctor, do this. Write this down. Next time you go to your doctor, ask him to run your vitamin D3 levels. When you get your report, bring it in our office. Let us know. If you're a patient, bring it in your in the office, and we'll coach you what to do from there. I try and keep my number around 70 to 80 is where I try and keep my vitamin D number. That's where I've seen a lot of good research show. Some functional medicine doctors will go higher, but most people will fall in that, I'd say 60 to 90 range. Right, so get your vitamin D tested, please. Such an easy thing to do. All right, here's another one you can do when you're talking about immune system. There's an at-home zinc test. I'm going to do it for you guys right now. All you got to do is get a liquid zinc, specifically a zinc sulfate, and you're just going to put some straight into your mouth. And what you're looking for is what does it taste like. All right, so little squeeze here, under the tongue. Yeah. Okay. Let me walk you guys through this. I did it. Oh my gosh. All right. Two things. One, if you grimace like this, that means you have high levels of zinc. If it is sweet, sorry, y'all, then it means you have low levels of zinc. I'm going to be super straight with you guys. A week and a half ago, 10 days ago, I did this, and it was so sweet, and it tasted great, and that meant that I didn't have a lot of zinc in my body. So over the last week or so, I've been taking a little bit here and there to try and get my levels up. They're up. How do I know? Because I did this home test right here. If you grimace, you have high levels of zinc. So pick this up. But so here's the deal with zinc. It's the reason we're talking about it so much for the immune system right now is if you have it in your body, when it comes in contact with COVID-19 specifically, it stops the virus from replicating. So you need to have this in your system before you get COVID. So you use that almost as a preventative, right? But for most people, you don't necessarily need to take it every single day. For me, I took, like I said, a couple drops every day for the last 10 days or so, and my levels are high based on this at-home test. So if you're in the office watching this, or you're a patient in our office, we have some open bottles. We'd love to let you try your at-home test. Make sure you do zinc with food. All right, brain energy. Let me take a sip of water. B vitamins are great for your brain. Salmon, leafy greens, eggs, beef, oysters. Those are your B vitamin foods. Another one you can do for your brain is coconut oil. It's a medium chain triglyceride. So it actually bypasses part of the liver, goes straight to the brain. Good for brain fuel. It's what people put in their coffee, and they call it bulletproof coffee. Spirulina is another one. Increases your oxygen levels, helps purify your blood, and then probiotic-rich foods. You got some sauerkraut, kimchi, kombucha. All that is really, really good for your brain. So again, I hope this information is really helpful. I know it's been really powerful for me. Health is a journey and a process. Okay, it's definitely a journey. It's definitely a process, but remember, you're worth it. You're worth it. So keep an eye out for another video. I want to do a Q&A session on nutrition. If you have any questions, throw them in the chat here. Throw it in the comments. If you're watching on Facebook Live or YouTube Live, we'd love to help support you guys in any way that we can. Also, if you have more nutrition questions, you want to dialogue through some of this stuff with me, I do free 15-minute phone calls every single week. Just go to my website, twincityhealth.com. Look for a discovery call, and you can find the calendar, find a time. I'll hop on the phone. Would love to answer any questions you have and support you in any way that I can. So I hope this is encouraging and helpful to you guys. Love you. Remember, it's baby steps in the right direction. Health is a journey, but you're worth it. Love you guys. This was Dr. Nixon.